Little Mermaid trailer, and honestly, most of the people making arguments for that, I think they're racist, bro. Because like they're getting mad over a skin color, and nobody's actually challenging like the movie itself. Like there's so many other things I could criticize about that movie and not worry about the person's skin color because she's a fucking mermaid. I don't see why her skin color is that big of a deal, and it's about a fictional show about a mermaid singing. So I don't understand why that's the big deal. Why everyone's making.
Not only that, like yeah, the Little Mermaid story is actually a pretty bad story. Like the actual story of it is pretty bad. It doesn't. This is a bad story.
Yeah, and if you see the trailer, bro, it doesn't even look like she's underwater. It looks like she's in a fucking cave or something. I haven't seen anybody make those arguments for the CGI or the special effects being asked. Just her skin color, which is weird.
Very very weird.
It's
Yeah.
also weird how passionate people are about it. Like they're really like driving home the oh yeah she can't be black, and it's not that deep. Like grow up is my kind of take on it.
Bro, there was somebody who let me go find that tweet I just liked earlier. There's somebody who actually spent time trying to CGI like a white woman's face
Oh yeah, I
on.
saw that shit. Let me see if I can find it for
You're
you.
I'm
not
like,
dead ass.
Crazy.
You're not dead ass right now. I ain't gonna lie.
yes,
I
I'm
gotta
about
see
to put
this.
it at the top.
That is insane. I've seen that shit on.
I just put it at the top.
I
I don't know how
think
long
it's
it takes for it to
especially
go.
weird because of the fact that we've already had movies. I'm tired of us having movies where we have to recreate like movies like The Wiz and doing like the black Cinderella with Brandy and stuff like that. Like, why can't we, you know, just have a role? Why does it have
This
to
is
be
like
so
this
difficult?
is some disgusting shit, bro. I can't lie to you.
But that's okay. That argument, I understand that argument, but it's not relevant to the conversation. In A and B, well, Disney's actually done a quality job introducing original black characters, or just characters of other race and ethnicity. Like Brave that is clearly based in Scotland. It's a Ireland, it's a Scottish tale. Obviously Mulan back in the day. Black Panther, that's a fucking black character as well. Like they've what's the one where The Rock was in, where like they were
Oh, it's Moana, right?
yeah, whatever that Disney movie or Pixar movie was. Like they've introduced black characters. Like it's not like it hasn't been new black princesses or other races of princesses outside of white women. Like that's
I
been
Nah,
existing.
you know what
I
I hate more though? I
oh
hate
my
it when
fault.
like
Let me go for it.
these motherfuckers go, bro, it's part of the lore, bro. Like when they did it for Lord of the Rings and when they did it for the House of the Dragons, right? Bro, like you can tell from the books, bro, they were all white characters. I'm like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like as long as it's written well, has a good story, the actors are good, cinematography's on point. Who the fuck cares? Like, who the fuck cares what they look like? It's not gonna like ruin the experience of your entire like show unless you're fucking racist. That's the only explanation, bro.
All right, but check me
I
out
will
though.
also say I want to point out something real quick, and this is like straight facts. Like nobody's talking about this, right? When the Aladdin movie had came out, and even in general about the Aladdin movie is not a Southeast Asian tale. That's actually a Chinese tale, and it's a lot worse. Like we talked about with the Little Mermaid, like a lot of the Grimm's fairy tales, a lot of the stuff that Disney does, those stories are terrible stories. Like we're not going by source material, we're making it a lot more prettier than it actually is. So like, ain't nobody talking about how Aladdin's supposed to really be Chinese, and not supposed to be Southeast Asian, right? When we talk about like, at least for me, this shows like a sign of white fragility, in my opinion. And if anybody wants to disagree, I
I'll
don't know.
challenge that. I'll challenge that because
Before
think about it, bro. Like on some real shit. Like I'm a professional hater, I'll admit that. But what if they made the Black Panther some white dude?
Okay,
You'll feel
that's
some kind
okay.
of way
Okay,
then. You
let
feel
me
me?
let me respond to that because that shit is the most stupid argument I've ever heard. The whole like race plays a integral factor into the story. Like if they made Jamie Foxx a white dude in Django, that fucking wouldn't make sense. Like at all because the race of the character, the identity of the character contributes to the storyline. But it's fucking Ariel, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
watching this movie
with her it
regardless
doesn't.
because
Yeah.
I'm an adult. But
I'm
like,
not gonna lie to you, bro. That tweet that Low put up top, them saying don't
that's nasty.
misinterpret
That's
this as
nasty
if it
work,
was
bro.
racist, is nasty.
That is crazy, bro.
The
Like,
only thing that
Like,
shouldn't
how
matter.
else can you interpret that?
The
Oh,
only
wait,
Went out your
what
way.
did the gentleman say about what did they? Yeah, if they turn what?
no, if he said that if they turn Black Panther white, it's like the same shit. But
No, no,
like
no.
all
That's not my point. My point is take something that you're used to having, right? For example, it just kind of feels kind of funny type shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand why they wouldn't like it, because it's kind of like a whole new thing, whatever. Just me being understanding from both sides of the situation, bro. Like if they were to just do some shit and be like, yeah, Wakanda is really just like a white place in Africa, I will feel some kind of way about that. Just
no,
off
but
top,
it's
even though that the character, go ahead.
but like you see how like that logic is so flawed. It's like, okay, bro. For example, like
I mean,
James
all
Bond.
the logic is flawed because think about it, bro. We're talking about
It's
mermaids. Scientifically speaking,
no. Like
a
if they
mermaid
did
would
it
neither
for
be
James Bond,
Caucasian or black type shit.
if they did it for
That's the
James
point,
Bond,
though.
like if it was James Bond and they came up with a black James Bond, I'd be all for it, bro. Because I'm a huge James Bond fan. I don't give a shit who the James Bond is as long as they one do a good job acting and the writing and shit is good. So like I don't really give a fuck what the fucking James Bond looks like because the race isn't integral. It's just a name,
Thank
right?
you.
Like it's just a fucking name. Like, bro, like even the white guys don't look the same. My bad. Like you think fucking like Daniel Craig looks the same as like fucking and like Pierce Brosnan, bro, they look completely different. Nobody cared about that. Like nobody cared about that. But all of a sudden,
Nobody doesn't care that The Rock, who's Samoan, Dwayne Johnson is Samoan, is playing an Egyptian villain right now. Like nobody doesn't care.
right, yeah,
Nobody does not give a fuck. That nobody does not care about that. Nobody doesn't care that. Well, I guess people care, but they got over it quickly. That the first Spider-Man was shooting fucking webs out of his hands, and that's not what they grew up on. Nobody did not give a fuck. Nobody didn't
yeah.
care that after the first Wolverine, for the first X-Men Wolverine, they actually made it to where Wolverine was his actual height, like 5 feet something, and then after that, they stopped caring and they made Logan the same height as everybody else. They didn't give a fuck, bro. People didn't care.
No,
I could even give you one
it's
more
really
example. Nobody cared that Nick Fury was black, and Samuel Jackson's been killing that role in a good way.
no. They
I don't
low,
mean that in a bad way,
Preach,
in a
preach,
good way.
they low
preach.
key cared, bro. They
They-
cared.
I didn't really see
I
that
didn't
much
hear
out
it.
of
Yeah,
it.
We're not
there was
biased
some
there.
backlash towards it.
No, dude, it's always the fucking sci-fi like fantasy like community.
They be like,
Because
it's not
It's
accurate
only
to the
the nigga.
comics.
This isn't
exactly
exactly
like
how it was in the comic book.
like
I
bro,
can't
it's
stand
not.
motherfuckers like that, bro.
It's
Not
a
everything has to be
movie.
source material. It's so weird.
It's like it's a movie. Like, bro, nobody cares. Like it's like yes, a lot of the ideas and principles are based off the book, right? Like the storyline, whatever. But it's
It's
not
like
an
all of this
exact
shit is
copy.
fake anyway.
But
Bitch, use your imagination.
my
It's
point
literally
is like
That's a
a
good.
replica.
That's a good point. Using
It's
your
the director's.
imagination.
It's the
but
director's interpretation of whatever the comic book is. We don't need it to be like exactly like
you're
to
right.
it,
But I will say, like, let's keep in mind the baseline is they're not following the story either way. Like, regardless, like
that's
you
true.
go back and you follow these stories, they're not direct source material, right? There's
That's
inspiration,
true.
right? I mentioned the Aladdin thing because that's a totally different take. You realize, like, Aladdin was
Yeah.
supposed to be totally different, like completely different.
No,
But
for
let's
sure.
talk about how now it's because it's a black woman stepping into said role. Now it's you got the white audience saying, "Oh nah," but
Bro.
I saw her as this white person. Like,
Bro, you know what? You know what's funny?
give us one. Like, damn, like shit.
These are grown ass adults who are never gonna watch this movie.
It be grown ass white men that was not caring about the Little
Like,
Mermaid.
bro,
The shit weird.
I don't even care. I'm not even that as old as these motherfuckers complaining, and I'm like, I
Bro,
just
unless
don't
my
give a-
niece
I'm not
asks me to
watching
take
it.
her, I'm not
I
watching
swear,
that
people
movie.
just want to complain about shit. Niggas be bored.
I
It's
saw
just what it
somebody
is.
say, "Why did
Facts.
they make it a black person? Because black people can't swim." Like, this is
Nah,
crazy.
it's crazy.
Hey,
That's
that's
fucked
Yeah, you
up.
might
I
have to
ain't gonna
pull
lie
that
to
up,
you.
bro.
That's
You
fucked
might have
up.
to pull that up because that is ridiculous.
Hold up.
Like,
No,
Let
I
me
ain't.
see if I
No,
can find it.
there's. I've seen some picture. I didn't see that, but I've seen some, like they were trying to like make it like old black caricatures. It was pretty nasty. I don't know. I just also I mean
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
know.
those.
Maybe I'm in the wrong circle, or maybe I'm in the right circle. I guess. But yeah, if anybody has, I don't want to sound like an echo chamber because I genuinely want to know if there's an actual legitimate argument for why it's a problem that like Ariel is fucking black. Because I can't think of one. Like, not even like the slightest one. I can't think of
No cap.
a reason why it's a problem.
No cap, I really do believe that there is no actual issue with the shit because of all the reasons that y'all laid out. All I'm trying to say is that there are people out there who are bona fide traditionalists, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want things to be the exact same for the majority of their life. They don't want to see a black Santa Claus. They don't want to see nothing different off of what they grew up as. As long as it kind of fits within their preconceived notion of what that was, they're going to always stick with that and have a problem with any kind of change. You already know there's people who hate change.
You can't say that. But
But
there's
their
been several
preconceived notion
things
is
that
that
have been
Ariel is a
changed.
mermaid.
No,
Okay,
but
yeah,
It's
I'm
not
saying
even.
it's
That. It's not
illogical.
even
It's
that. There's
illogical
several
for sure.
things. I just named several things that have been changed. Like, there's things that
no,
have
but also
changed.
it's the issue is that the environment that they have created has been artificially manufactured to appease themselves. So it's not like they are just like, oh, this is the environment. This is it. We're gonna take it as it is, and we're not gonna change from this moment. They're picking and choosing what they want to keep and what they don't want to push back against, and then they're like, oh, this is my bubble, and if anything breaks it, oh, it's over. Like, I'm gonna start complaining.
You know what's the craziest thing about this whole situation? This isn't the first time that they got backlash from that, because when they originally casted I forgot which sister it was. It was already backlash. It was like, why she has to be black. Like, this isn't the first time that happened. That's happened either.
Like, another thing was like, the only argument I could really think of, like, where you could really kind of like make a bullshit argument, but it is an argument nonetheless. Like, when people were making the argument about like why James Bond can't be a woman, I'm like, at first I was like, all right, what the fuck? And then they were like, well, the way like the writers would write James Bond is like this really hyper masculine role. So I think, but the alternative was like create a new female spy character, which I'm not mad at. But like to act like
Changing gender and changing race are so drastically different, though.
I don't think. I mean, unless
No.
the gender is heavily tied into who the identity of this person. But that's the problem. Like the race, and I see I don't know what's your name, the guy with Kakashi as what you call it. If you stepped in, if you have something to say, but I'd like
the only thing I would say is the only argument I would make is maybe like your childhood that you just remember, like it would just feel off, like in Spider-Man, like the missing Spider-Man. I felt weird like when the new Spider-Man was there. That's really it. But it's only for like 10 minutes that you'll feel off about it.
But like, bro, like you were not that old when you were like what, a teenager when the Amazing Spider-Man came out?
Yeah, I was like 12 or something like that.
Okay, bro, like you like, oh no, bro, we're not gonna push back on a child. I'm not gonna push back on a child caring about, like, okay, fine, whatever. But like, people watched The Little Mermaid when they were like 6, bro. And that was the only time they watched it. It's not a reoccurring movie throughout their life. Like, it does not. Like, come on.
Not only that, like, bro, like I grew up watching movies that were like not correct off the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Spider-Man was shooting webs out of his hands. That was literally warping the idea of who Spider-Man is, because like part of who Spider-Man is also like he's smart enough to create a web shooter. So they just completely removed that concept of who he was because they just gave him fucking webs out of his hands. And it's not as if like that changed the story. To this day, the first 3 Spider-Mans, especially Spider-Man 2, was one of the better Spider-Mans ever produced. But nobody was sitting there saying like, nobody's sitting there saying like, I can't watch it. Like it's so far removed from the source material. Like, no, bro, like you can still watch it. So we're saying it's just changing race. And as far as we know, more than likely the story is going to be the exact same. And niggas are complaining is weird. That's just weird. Niggas are weird, bro.
I haven't
heard of quality.
Niggas is weird.
Bro,
It's just a race.
Nobody went to bat situation, right? Like people are talking about this and like going crazy.
No, people was going to bat about that.
I don't know. I didn't see as much like I feel like when, and this might be controversial. It might be like this from perspective based.
Wait, what is Cutie? I'm sorry to cut you.
That weird ass Netflix movie with the little kids.
Yeah, so it was like a Netflix movie, and then they basically like were like sexualizing like 13-year-old girls. It was
Oh,
wild.
okay, I remember that now.
Yes, and I think
What?
Yeah, no, I
I
didn't watch
personally this, especially when it first got announced that she was gonna play Ariel, people were wilding. I remember like just all sorts of feedback, like comments, just like terrible shit. But when it came to the cutie situation, that was a slow boil. Like that should be something I think, and maybe it's my personal opinion. That's everybody on board. Like that's not okay.
I think there was criticism, but it wasn't as big.
It wasn't as big as this. I feel like, and that's like, am I bugging or is that not like strange behavior that like
It
you see
was
something
It's
clear wrong?
strange.
No,
It's strange, but at the same
clearly
time, you got
straight.
two different kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like a Disney movie is way bigger than Cuties ever will ever be type shit.
True, I
That
give
Like
you
the
that.
character of
I give you that.
Ariel is way bigger than, you know, whatever Cuties was.
But also like,
Bro,
Still
bro,
flawed,
the
but I
Little
agree.
Mermaid story is trash too. Fuck.
it's literally it's like a bot, like the original, like whatever. The
Like this
fucking
bitch ran
19
away from her family for a nigga she didn't even know.
Not even
It's
that,
it's
but
it's,
the characters don't make sense. The storyline's all backwards. Like, fucking, it
Nigga,
doesn't
you
make.
gotta talking crap.
And
No,
that
no,
nigga
no.
risked it all.
nigga. You have a
feet.
nigga. The talking crab is he's from fucking he's from Jamaican or Trinidadian, and they want me to believe that that nigga is supposed to be in the same sea that is, I guess, somewhere around Europe. I don't know where the fuck that place is based from. The fucking
That
flounder is not an actual flounder; it's a tropical fish. Like nigga, but it's supposed to be Dutch mythology or Dutch folktale, but her father Poseidon or Triton is based off Poseidon, which is Greek mythology. Like none of that shit makes sense. Like none of it does. And niggas are sitting
This
here
nigga
getting
has a
all
degree in
upset, bro.
mermaids.
It don't make
This
no
nigga
sense.
Low really do his research, boy.
No,
This,
it's not even
this
that.
nigga's
It's pretty
shitting right
easy.
now. He is
It's
shitting
pretty.
on him.
It's pretty easy bit. Like, bro, this is like a D tier Disney movie. Like, even like
No
obviously,
cap.
like
That's kind of fire. Not gonna
It
lie.
might be
But
so
check me
good.
out though. Bruh. Think about it. What is the reason that they even made a black Ariel? The reason why is
they
because
just want
representation
money,
is so.
bro.
But no,
They
check me
just
out.
want money, bro.
Representation is so important, bro. Because think about it. All those young little white girls who grew up on Ariel type shit, them young white families who grew up on that shit, they really
They
connected
all
with
like
that character in some kind
Cinderella.
of way.
I'm
Feel me?
telling you, nobody grew up on that shit, bro.
Oh, you
They
Everybody
all
Oh
like
yeah,
was
y'all.
Cinderella or
Did y'all
Belle.
see
Snow
the
White
Or
Cinderella
Snow
when she
White.
was?
I'm finna sit here and say Under the Sea wasn't a smash hit, brother.
Okay. The
Bro, that
song
is,
No,
was
and
fire.
that's the crab. That's not even
That's the crab
Ariel.
nah,
song.
Sebastian
Crab.
really flamed that. Ain't gonna lie to you.
Ariel didn't even have her voice for half of the movie.
No cap.
Let's
Weird
talk
ass
about it.
Prince
Let's
fell in
talk
love with a
about it.
bitch that couldn't talk.
Also, fun fact: this is another like you can go and dissect every single Disney movie. Hercules is not a Greek hero, just so you know. It's
Yeah, he's not.
Heracles. Another thing, like nobody's chatting about this because you're not doing all that research. But the moment somebody who's traditionally a white character is now black, the world loses its fucking mind. So like, I just want to keep pushing that because I'm like, why is it that this in particular gets? And I get the Disney part. I'll concede that. But still, like this is like it's not that deep. It really isn't
No,
that deep.
it's bigger. Like in like Lord of the Rings. Like I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. But obviously I was like too young to like. I wasn't born when the fucking trilogy came out, so I was like, shit. Okay, so I was like kind of like brought into like this space. I was like, all right, bro, banger movies, fire. And so when they came up with the Amazon Prime show, I was like, fuck it, like this is gonna be great. And like the only big issue that everyone has is like, bro, it's not exactly the source material because if you look at like page like 30 of the book, like you can tell that like they were like cave people, so they wanted it to be dark. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's the thing. When it comes to you reading something, and like somebody actually making a movie or a show about it, of course it's not going to be 100% how you thought it was going to be because everybody's imagination is different. A director's imagination compared to your imagination are two totally different things. And
No, but like it's a weird dramatic space where like it's only with like a specific group of people in the whole movie space. Because to be honest, like nobody has a problem with like I mean, I don't know, maybe someone older could correct me, but like when Denzel Washington takes live action roles, or Will Smith takes live action roles, or
No,
there's no
nobody
like
even had a problem when
no
Beyonce did the live action role for Lion King. They just be
no,
wanting
but
to be
that's
mad
animals.
about
That's
shit.
animals. They're voice actors. You can't really tell.
I'm not
But
gonna
like,
lie to y'all.
But
Let's be honest here. We're not here for Ariel. We really want to see Tiana pop out on screen. That's what I want to see, personally, because there's no
bugging,
question.
You
There's no
said Princess Tiana?
yes, Princess Tiana. If you haven't
bugging.
watched Prince the Frog, that shit is fire, 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 fire.
Oh yeah,
No cap.
that's
Princess the
true.
Frog is way better than the Little Mermaid anyway.
Respectfully,
hey yo, if
I agree.
anybody again, wait, let me open up it again. Yo, if anybody has a camp, because I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I genuinely want to hear if somebody believes that there is a quality argument to why it's problematic for Ariel to be black. Please come on the stage, because I genuinely don't know. Because if not, then I'll just let it be. Because maybe I'm allowing like a finite amount of people to be overwhelming the masses when it's probably not.
At the
Oh,
same time, well, you know that this is just a loud minority. It's not the majority of this.
Yeah,
And it's,
if it's a loud minority, then I'm gonna just let it be.
and it's crazy.
But
Soul
I
said, "Oh,
genuinely I
Beyonce."
don't hear nothing.
nah, bro. Like you can't like the way like Twitter be acting, bro. Like it is definitely more than just a minority of people.
But we've also and this is why I think maybe we're getting that echo chamber vibe. Like that the biggest argument that I've heard so far is the source material stuff or the traditionalism.
Oh no!
But
I
like
saw something
that's
on
not
Twitter.
true. That falls
I
flat.
saw something.
Literally,
On
it's
Twitter.
not true. It's a fucking
Exactly.
It's a It's a Danish folk tale, and well, now also the folks has like very little to do with like Danish culture, but like in and of itself, there's nothing about it that's fucking Danish, like at all. Like I don't know anything in the Little Mermaid, this like the first movie that came out, that had anything to do with Danish culture at all. The
Wait, it
name
was supposed to be
Ariel,
Danish?
the name Ariel isn't even a Danish name; it's a Hebrew man name. Like I don't know what the fuck they talking about. It has nothing to do with it, bro. Nothing.
No, but
Nothing.
like
Even when they were on the surface in the Prince, I think the name Prince Eric. First of all, Eric is just a generic name. But even if you want to say he might be Danish, there's nothing in the movie that proves that he's Danish. Nothing at all. Nothing.
Yeah, Eric is.
no. I think I saw something on. I think it was Reddit or Twitter. Like some dude was like, "Oh, my wife looked up to like Ariel when she was a girl, and because it represented her. So like taking away the character was like a very big deal because it like
But
you
the
know what I'm
old
saying?
movies still
But
exist.
I'm about to say
That's
not
true.
only do they still
That's
exist.
true.
Well, first of all, she's a fucking grown ass adult. Like
Yeah, she's weird.
that shouldn't be a role model for her at 30. Be more importantly, that kind of proves the point that white people for years have grown up in a society where they've had proper representation. And so if the tides were to change and there's now black representation, why are y'all upset about that? That doesn't make any sense.
Nah,
That
Yeah,
literally
bro,
doesn't.
why white
Preach.
people hate us so much, man? What's going on, bro?
here's the thing
Why
though.
are they?
Like if as long
Fuck,
as
man.
it's like not bullshit. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm Indian, so like bro, like there's like very little to no like Hollywood influences, but like when they do it, it's so ass it makes me want to like throw something at my TV. But we just like laugh at it ironically. Like I just hope that like the representation like y'all are getting is like actual representation. Like, you know, not just like bullshit where they're just putting a face there and being like, you know, we
That's
gave
tough.
you a black character. You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know if that's possible without pandering, you know? Because I feel like at
No,
this point, it feels like that way.
No, you got because I was basically gonna say the same thing. So I still think that Disney. I don't think they really give a fuck. They certainly are pandering to a degree, but I don't like that's Disney. Disney has been pandering to people in general for years by the logic in which even by that logic, because when they made nothing but like white princesses, they were clearly pandering to white people. So I don't know why
sure.
white people think that they haven't been pandered to. Y'all been pandered to. That's the reason why you
It's
got fucking
because
34-year-old men getting upset that that Ariel is no longer white because you've been pandered to for your
Mm-hmm.
entire life.
it's because they're used to it. They're not used to change. They're not used to
Yeah, it's
seeing
also
something
like
different.
Also, let's talk about how,
chosen
like, in
community.
history, in like Black history, we were part of minstrel shows and like shown off to be like fully idiots and savages and things of that nature. People
bro,
like,
no,
I swear these white people don't know their history, and like, y'all had y'all time, y'all had y'all shine. Let us rock. Like, is it that hard to like
no,
like
it's crazy.
like
It's
one
crazy
character?
too. It's
Apparently, it
crazy.
is.
No. It's crazy too because like when they do some shit, like I don't know how many of y'all have watched like the Never Have I Ever shit on like fucking Netflix with the fucking Indian lead. So like me and my friends like over the summer just like laugh at it. Like all the main character, she's a girl by the way. Her entire personality is I smell weird, I make bad decisions, and I hate my parents. Collective, that's literally like her personality. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is like weird behavior from like Netflix. Like, and she's not even that great of an actress anyway. So it's like the way like representation is done, it's just like it's so fucking bullshit at the end of the day because it's like they went all out for like you could really tell we went all out for like a certain actor or actress, certain movie, and like when they just half-assed it, and you could tell which demographics they half-assed it for. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. To the new people who just came in, I'll make sure everybody got a voice because if we just saying the same thing, I'll end the space because we also about to upload the video on playback about the whole situation. So anybody in like who
I
came
think
in,
the video is up already.
oh it is.
It was up when you started
Noted.
the space. I
Noted.
just didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Low
I'm
acting like he
watching
don't
it
got
while
that
listening to
5G
you talk,
internet. I don't
honestly.
know why you playing.
Hold on, wait. Let me make sure the right playback video got up. Oh, it did. Okay. So
Yeah.
anyway, thank you. Fuck. All right. To the new people before I end the space. To the new people. Anything y'all got to say? Any arguments against it? Like legit arguments.
Big deal about it. I'm just saying that I don't really see the point of changing it. Now I'm black myself, but like I don't really care that they did. I'm just saying there's really no point of them doing it. But I don't really see why they'd be mad that they did it.
Well, all I gotta say, man, racism is cringe, bro. Be better. That's it.
That's a fact.
Not to be fair, it's probably definitely pandering to black people. Like that's
No,
that's
but
Mm-hmm.
like what I
Need
when
to
I
fill
say
up a
like
quota.
what I say like when people say like oh what's the point in changing it? I feel like now granted they gave it to someone that's already pretty established, but like when they give roles to like minority groups of like any kind, right? Like it often like it sparks a career and puts someone on the main stage and it kind of inspires like a whole group of people to start creating stories and stuff like that. Like when fucking Viola Davis came to the scene, everyone was like, holy shit, because she got an opportunity from one movie that was like, fuck it, we'll go with the black woman. Right? And because of that, now she has a fucking huge career. It's one of the most successful actresses in the world, right? And because of that, now like she's incorporated in other stories, but also other black actresses are now also being interested in the success of, this one black actress. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say like all you need is like one opportunity. So when they change it, like it's not. Sometimes, yeah, it's done out of bad faith, but fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it can, kind of
Yeah.
inspire, other creators, other actors, other actresses, directors, writers, whatever, to kind of incorporate minority stories, fuck it, There's going to be bad ones, but there's also going to be great ones. Like, there's going to be, Dancing with the Wolves, which is a fucking phenomenal movie, and there's going to be shit movies. Like that's gonna be like
The
always how
overall,
it is.
I'll say this: the overall, I guess, takeaway should be support your black creators, give them love, show them love,
And then just hold them
and
accountable,
that's
bro.
that. And also, you're right. I agree with that. Hold the white man accountable, and hold not just white man, but just white people or people outside of BIPOC.
Hold people accountable.
I would say
There
Yeah,
we
hold
go. Yes,
everyone
agreed.
accountable.
Agreed.
because
Agreed.
Don't let
because at
anyone
the end
get
of
away
the
with
day,
bullshit.
I would hate if they gave the role to a black person like who couldn't sing and they were just doing it just because the person was black. Like you're
Yeah,
like
no.
you
If
I
kind of
she's
get
a
do.
that. I
bad,
give you that.
no. If
Yeah.
she's a bad actress and she gets
Yeah,
criticism, like
yeah,
that's fair. That's
bad
fair.
actress. Yeah, that's fine. I don't
Like
really care about that.
if her name is it I
I don't know if it's
Haley.
Chloe or Haley, but
It's Haley.
whichever one it is, I'm pretty sure people are
yeah
gonna
okay.
yeah they're gonna correct us. But yo, shout out to her because like being that having like a Disney role under your belt as
Mm-hmm.
a young actress
That
is
bag is crazy, bro.
so huge, it's so big. Like that is gonna be life altering for her, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's a life altering role. You will if it's done correctly, has the potential to go down to be immortalized. Like that is such a fucking life altering,
Yeah.
bro. So shout out to her, bro.
Like another example was fucking Zendaya when she was like put on TV and now like fucking she's. I mean, I don't. She deserved her season 1 Emmy for Euphoria. But I don't know season 2, but like regardless, like she put herself and people like her on a fucking mainstream audience that now people are like, bro, let's get
She's
biracial.
She's biracial.
All right,
Oh,
I'm about to I gotta pack up the space. I'm almost home. Is Blank Boy still in this room? Blank Boy, let me see that. No, he's not. Damn, that's tough. But yo, go watch your fucking playback video. Go watch it because all my thoughts are over there, and I think I made pretty sound. Yo, one of the dudes who had the argument for why Ariel being black is problematic, or not problematic, but he had concerns, is in the space, and he didn't raise his hands to come up on the platform.
yeah, not the
Wow.
shout
Y'all
out,
are
not the call out.
crazy.
Lo, be
Wow.
careful.
Nah, that's crazy.
Lo,
Nah, that's
Lo, why
crazy.
you walling right now? You walling right now? Why you
Nah,
on that
that's
energy? Why you?
crazy, nigga.
He ducking.
Yo, yo,
He ducking.
I will, nigga. Wait, time out. Wait, I'm gonna remove everybody. Let me remove everybody off
that's
the stage.
crazy. Wow.
Let me remove everybody off the stage, just in case you think that you might be like jump verbally like this. Let me move everybody off the stage, and let me say it one more time, bro. If you have a problem, or you think that it's problematic, or you have concerns about Ariel being black, if you have a problem, please raise your hand, be requested, and put on the stage. Because I know for a fact at least one of you are in the space right now, and it's crazy that you're not saying anything. It's absurd. If you're standing on that argument, please stand on it. Going once, going twice. I know this nigga is not it. This is not one of the dudes, but let me see what he's saying. Yo,
Just so you
yo,
know,
yo.
oh, you fixed it. Never mind. I was about to say because your illiterate ass put you might be racist instead of racist, but I do
Oh
agree.
no, it was just
What?
no. I just it's.
Yeah, you're cutting out. But yeah, I do agree. White people are mad as fuck that Hallie, whatever her name is playing Ariel, and they can get over it because she's queen and she ate that role up. Hello? Looks around. Blinks.
I'm sorry. I got a phone call. What were you saying? If you said something, I'm sorry.
No, I was saying, yes, you're saying. Why am I the only one up here?
Oh,
But
it was because I saw somebody else who was making an argument against it, and I was trying to make a comfortable environment for them. That's all.
no, it's fine. I'm not gonna bite nobody. But yeah, Ariel is black. I don't know why they're mad that a cartoon character is being played by a black woman. That is dumb. But white people get mad at any and everything. But yeah, LaRonda down there has an opinion, but don't kick me.
I brought her up. She's up.
Oh, true. Hey, LaRonda girl.
Hey, sister. I in my
Sister.
personal, huh? In my
Go
personal
ahead.
opinion, don't bite me because I know how y'all like love to tussle, but I just feel like Ariel is white. Stick to the original
What
one. I
the
just feel
fuck?
like I just feel like every single time they try to make one of these live action remakes, it's a fucking flop. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to tune into it. Stick to the original Ariel. I wanted to
Girl,
see a
shut the
white
fuck
Ariel.
up because that movie
What?
has hype around it. Like the movie's not even out and it's already hella viral tweets.
Baby,
Raising
we don't
Alley.
want to see
So
that. Like at the end of the day, Ariel is fucking white with red hair. Hallie looks
she's a
a
cartoon
no,
character.
baby. No, baby. We don't want to see that. She's not black. They need to take that shit down right now. Scrap it. Put it back on the chopping board.
Look at
And
you. You can't even get your sentences out, dumb bitch.
because like you keep on
Oh wow.
like talking over me, like it's crazy. But like I said, Ariel is white. Stick to the original Ariel. Hashtag Team White Ariel. Like fuck this. Fuck this black.
Is
Fuck this
that you?
black
Is
Ariel.
that you
Fuck.
and your Abby? Is that you and your Abby?
Yes, it is. And what about it?
Okay, you're black as shit your damn self. So where do we go from
Okay.
here?
Okay.
Wait. I'm kind of confused. So why does Ariel have because you saying they stick to the source material, but the the actual original Little Mermaid is not true to the source material itself. So
Literally.
why do they have to stick to the source material?
This bitch is just a coon.
No, I'm not a coon at all. I just feel like if you do one thing, stick to it. Bitch,
But
Ariel
the
is black.
original,
She's been
I don't think you
black.
understand. Let me say it again. The original Little Mermaid did
Yes,
not
clock
stick to
it.
the source material.
Literally. Wait,
What do
what
you
source
mean?
material?
The source material where the Little Mermaid is off of is based off of a Danish folklore. It's
For
it's
real.
it's in Ariel is not Danish. The name Ariel is not a Danish name; it's a Hebrew name. Her father is Triton, which is based off Poseidon, which is Greek mythology.
Huh?
The crab is Trinidadian, and the fucking flounder is
I
a
thought he was
tropical fish
Jamaican.
or Jamaican, one to two. And
I thought he was Bohemian.
the crab the excuse me the flounder is a tropical fish. There's nothing about it that's true to the original source material.
So it's like Hawaiian.
But this is the thing. All of it is really bullshit because mermaids are really ugly as shit, and
What the fuck?
they really just tried to beautify it just so they can like
Mermaids
appeal
don't
to kids
exist.
and
What are you saying?
attract the
Mermaids don't
audience.
exist.
Yes, they
LaRonda,
do. Yes, they
LaRonda,
do.
Jamie
Yes,
down
they
there
do.
told you shut the fuck up, bitch.
I don't care what the outside.
Mermaids don't exist. You know that, right?
Yes, they do. Yes,
Yes,
they
they
do.
do, girl,
I can
boy.
prove it. I have a auntie that's a mermaid.
What?
No, y'all niggas are trolling. All right, I can't do
No,
that
no,
one.
no, 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 no. But
What?
what the fuck?
No, but like
I love trolls.
on some
Yes,
serious
Nikki,
shit
shut
though, I
up.
really do think Ariel should have been white, like for real.
But you're
Okay,
not.
what are
But
y'all
your
thoughts on
argument of
Nikki?
this.
What are y'all thoughts on Nikki? What are your thoughts on like
Wait,
the
wait.
Nikki
Baby, we
situation?
talking about.
Your argument of source material doesn't make any sense because they didn't go true to the source material themselves.
I know they
So do you
didn't, but
mean
I
like
feel like,
Ariel's supposed to be Danish?
the first Ariel, the classic one, is really just such a
The first
classic. Like
one.
it's such an original. Like
The
it
first
really
one is
shouldn't
Dutch.
have been.
What are you saying?
No, it
Wait,
really.
are we
I'm
talking about
just
the
saying.
cartoon?
Yes,
But
I'm
that's
talking
not
about
the
the
first
cartoon,
one.
the one that Disney
The
made.
cartoon isn't the first one. She keeps saying the first
Well,
one. The first one was
the
There
most
Dutch.
was one
popular
before
one,
that.
the most
Yes,
popular
it's all
one.
based off of.
So
Bro, what is
which
going?
Ariel? Which Ariel is the little white girl that played when
The
she was like
the
the
Ariel
Disney one?
the Ariel that everybody grew up off on is a Disney movie that's based off of a Dutch fictional story. That's
That's
what it's
the
based.
original.
But the original one, yeah, is a Dutch fictional story. Ariel
Mm-hmm.
What? Let me
is
Google
not
this.
based off of it's loosely based off of that. So if it wanted to be based off of the original, they would have to give Ariel a Dutch name and make her a Dutch person. But they didn't make her Dutch.
Where's Dutch
Yeah,
at?
but like but
It's next to Norway. It's like in Europe.
that's the
So
thing.
she
Like
white.
nobody
Yeah,
wants
but
a fucking
Ariel
a
is not a
Dutch
Dutch
Ariel.
name. It's a
Like
Hebrew name. Her father's based off of Greek mythology, and her best
So it's
friend is a
interracial.
but her best friend is a tropical fish.
But it's
no,
still interracial.
but I just feel
How's the
like, in my
interracial?
opinion, I just feel
You
like
just said she was
the
Dutch
most
and
popular
that the
one
father's
really
Greek
should
and
be
that the
like,
bitch shut up.
no, bitch, you keep
But
on over speaking me. I'm tired of you, really.
but
And this is the
anyway,
problem with black
she
people
said
now. Nobody can ever have a conversation with
this
y'all
bitch is
because
Y'all are
y'all
retarded.
funny.
love
Let
to
me get
just
out of
be
here,
loud and
Jesus.
just talk over people.
Girl,
It's
go